This is Tales of Swordfall.
Episode 33, Dream House.
And he's gonna go up to one of these pipes and kind of look around and make sure no one's watching. And he's gonna slip into one because this seems like a cheap and easy way in without any line to wait in.
And you pick one that's about chest high to water. And it slowly gets deeper and deeper. Do you keep going?
He's gonna keep going until it gets up to his chin.
It gets up to your chin pretty quickly.
He's just kind of stare into the darkness for a minute, kind of interested by the fact that the water's rising even though it's a drain.
And you start hearing you start hearing what seems to be rain outside.
Is he in view of the entrance at this point?
No, you're kind of like midway between, and it just seems like the water, for some reason, is getting deeper, but also rising.
He's just gonna kind of slowly turn his head looking around like, what the heck? Why is it raining? It's so sunny.
Yeah, and you start hearing just thunder rolling through. Swordfall is prone to thunderstorms and flash floods sometimes during the summer.
So he's gonna. The thought of flash floods kind of steals into his head. He's gonna turn around and try to start getting out of this drain.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna be running towards the entrance. He's gonna start walking, like swimming, walking, and then just turn into running as he goes.
And it's super hard to move as the water is getting deeper, and it starts pushing you and pushing you. And the way that you got into the storm drain, you kind of had to lift it at first, so this thing is approaching quickly as the outgush of water starts taking over.
So I'm like hurtling towards the entrance, basically.
Yeah, you are hurling toward where you entered.
Are there bars? Like, do I have to worry about ramming myself into the bars of this thing?
Yes.
Oh, dang. So he's going to go into like this kind of almost like a dive where he tries to stick himself sideways so he can fit between the bars so he doesn't brain himself against them.
Just kind of contorting yourself in the right way.
Yeah,
so you just
contorting myself in the water as I start just rushing towards these iron bars.
And you are talented at contorting your own body, twisting it into all sorts of weird shapes. And before you know it, you slip through these bars like you're just a leaf in the water, and you find yourself pushed out of the gates again. There's now like the little indent that you had to enter to get to this pipe in the ground is now just like filling up with water. It's still very warm out. It's even muggier than it was before. And now you're wet, which probably feels a little bit good, but just the heat and the humidity is just kind of gross.
He's going to run from the drain, just a little spooked, splish, splash in the water. And he's going to be running back towards the gates because actually he's going to be running back trying to find a different gate, like a non, was it Eastern gate or is it Western gate that's dangerous?
The northern gate is dangerous.
Northern gate. He's trying to find a non-northern gate.
As you start running your way, a foot just slips out in your path and trips you.
And I fall face first in the mud.
Yep.
and skid like a foot.
You hear a voice. Yeah, what you doing, kid?
I would get up, kind of clawing mud from my eyes, and turn around and glare. And who is it?
It's some 2-bit hoodlum. Strangely enough, it kind of looks like Nilkus, but like in your dream's mind, like it's toying with the past, but it's a tiefling. The name starts bubbling to the surface of your brain, and you know this guy is named like Bruno or something.
And he's gonna scrabble to his feet and be like, "Watch where you're going."
I exactly knew where I was going. Going to
Did you?
trivia. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
And he's gonna start taking steps towards him, and he's nodding his fists and just glaring down at him, trying to intimidate him. But actually, he's glaring up at him because he's short still.
Yep. And this guy is like basically looming down on you, and other figures come up on either side,
Alonzo starts to back away.
and you back up into another thug.
You don't know who you're messing with. You do not want this. You just don't. I don't have anything.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see what you have. Come on, freak, give us a little something. And he pulls out a knife, and he just wants all your belongings.
And Alonzo is going to scream at him, and we don't see what Alonzo does because it's from his perspective, but he does something with his face.
And they back up. The Bruno, this thug, gets down on his knees and drops the knife.
And Alonzo picks it up and holds it to his throat.
Listen, I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just trying to make ends meet. And this thug, Bruno or Bronx or whatever his name was, is whimpering. You can see, you can't really tell if it's tears or if it's like rain running down his face, but there's definitely fear within this person.
And Alonzo, there's a little jerk, like he wants to move forward, like he wants to cut him, but he sees the fear, and there's just something deep inside him that just kind of recoils a little, like he's seen this before. And he just glares. He says, "Get out of my sight. Just go. Get."
And I'm trying to think of where to go from here, because I'm like, this could be where Tangle just comes in, but it doesn't seem dramatic enough. Yeah, Bruno gets up. He tries to dust himself off, but he's covered in mud too now. And the other two are just out cold, comatose. Their hair streaked white because of the fright that they had.
And he's going to kind of... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, how is Alonzo feeling at this point?
Not great. He starts to kind of just shake. And he kind of lunges at the air briefly like he's going to cut the guy with the knife. And then he just startles backward at himself. And then he turns and just runs.
In which direction? Like away or toward?
Away from the thugs. Away from the thugs. He just runs.
So you start running.
And as he's running, he's going to be clenching his fists. He's clenching them so hard his thumb meets the flat of the knife and it bends it.
Nice. And you just start running, and you run for a while. You don't know what direction you are going into. But you find yourself, after a bit, in a strange graveyard with abandoned houses.
And Alonzo just drops through a knife and he steps into the graveyard.
It's was daytime. It's approaching evening now. You don't know how long you have been running, but there's a presence. You can feel it. The warm night in the muggy air cools.
He looks around slowly because he realizes it's that thing where you're being watched and you know you can't look round. So he just kind of slowly moves his eyes to the sides of his eyes to the corners of his vision, trying to see what's going on, who's there.
And as you look around, you're near a headstone, and you hear just only the landing of feet on top of it.
Who's there?
Hello, boy. And
I'm
you
not
look.
a boy.
Oh.
I'm a man.
Hmm. You look, and there's a robed figure with a hood up, and he's wearing a chain that looks like it's made out of gold. But at the very bottom of this chain, where it would elegantly loop back up, it's just a mess. It's knotted and tangled up.
And Alonso he's scared, but he doesn't want to show it. So he just goes, I can see you're not a jeweler.
Sometimes it's not about the quality, but the meaning. And he doesn't seem like he moves at all, but this guy just floats down to the ground from the headstone right in front of you.
And something in Alonso kind of clicks, and he still doesn't know why, but he just asks, are you a god?
Far, far from it. But I am connected to one. I am part of the greater magic and connected to it.
What magic? There are many magics.
What do you know of the old gods?
A few things. What my father taught me.
He, this figure, you can see his teeth just shine in the darkness. His eyes kind of blaze for a moment. And what do you know of magic?
Enough.
Then you must know that magic is such a tangled thing, which loops around everything we know into all reality.
What are you getting at?
I am a cleric, and it looks like you need some guidance. And I'm here to give you that guidance. I was told to meet a boy in this old cemetery, and here I am, and here you are.
I and you see he tries to get control of himself and kind of try to push down all his feelings down into his stomach, and he just takes a step forward. He puts out his hands. I'm sorry. Where are my manners? And he holds out his hand.
And he shakes it, and that's when you hear it for the first time. A drop of water falling into a vast pool.
And Alonso jerks slightly because for one split second he thinks he's back in the storm drain, and he just freezes.
He's been watching you since your birth. And now you're here? You're making it on your own. But just like that incident in the storm sewer, you might get washed away. I'm here to cast out a net so you don't run into bars ever again.
What's your name?
They Damn it. I just had a name and it poofed out. They call me Mercutio.
Mercutio.
So, the question is, even though you're down a path, which could be fun, would you like to go down a more winding one, which would be interesting?
Life is nothing if it isn't interesting.
My thoughts exactly. And he holds out his hand once again.
And Alonso takes it.
And once again, that drop of water happens. And the world goes black and white. And you hear the most charming but the most sinister laughter in the darkness.
Alonso doesn't say a word. He just listens. And then he asks, "What's the joke?"
Well, the world. And that's when the dream ends, and maybe you wake up, maybe not.
I like to think he falls into a sort of deeper sleep where just all after that it's just all disconnected dreams running into each other.
Nice. Well, that's all we have for tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed this. And let's say goodbye.
I'm Ammon. I was playing Ash, the Fire Genasi Eldritch Knight tonight. You can find me on Twitter at D&D Geologist. Come hang out.
And I'm Guy. I've been playing Norik Valtspur, the Halfling Monk. You can catch me on Twitter at Guy Who Can't Sing, or I have a small YouTube channel, That Guy Who Can't Sing, all smushed together into one word, no apostrophe. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. See you next time.
I'm Luke Skytrekker, and I have been playing Alonzo Whitmire, the mysterious cleric multiclass. I'm not really active as much on Twitter anymore, but I am working on some stuff, so watch this space.
And I am Phoenix, and I'm playing Nilkis, the Tiefling Fighter. I am on Cerelia Fallen on Twitter, and I do a lot of Swordfall art and stuff, so check that out.
And I'm Bear and a Butterfly. You can find me on Twitter at BRYRDM Butterfly or YouTube, which is just Bear and Butterfly. I post videos usually every week. And yeah, and also I do art. So yeah.
I am Paul. I am the DM of Tales of Swordfall and some other things that we run here. If you're not already following us on social media, go check out our Twitter account. We are super active on Twitter, and we're at Swordfall D&D. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you to all our Anchor listeners. We're on Anchor at anchor.fm/SwordfallDND. Also, to our new listeners on iTunes, hey, welcome! I hope you like this episode of our Purple group. We also post content for the other group, the Blue group. And if you look throughout our channel, we have stuff for the Purple group, the Blue group. We also do short shots. And we're trying to start up some other cool little projects for your listening pleasure. Also, if you want to find the full catalog of the Purple Group, unfortunately we don't have it on our podcast sites, but on our YouTube channel, we do have all the videos plus some live content that we do stream once in a while. And you can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/Tales of Swordfall. And if you appreciated what you just heard, please subscribe to us wherever you can. give us a like, give us a comment, or on iTunes, give us a review. We like reviews. And
Reviews are shiny.
oh yeah, definitely. We love to hear from our people, and or just people in general. We're very lonely. What can I say? Where was I? Oh yeah. Yeah, share this, like this, comment, review, give us a thumbs up or whatever. Just interact with us. Also, for those who are listening this far down, we also have a Discord. And
We do.
oh yeah. And if you look,
So fancy.
it's so fancy and so awesome, and rerun one shots and things that you can listen to every once in a while. Like, we literally love our fans, love them so much that we even play with them sometimes. Like Malakar in what, Stories of Kyoki? That thing? Yeah, that was a fan of Discord. Hurrah! So anyways, what I'm trying to say is, find us, share us, love us, and whatever time of day it is, I hope you're having a nice one. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Don't touch weird things.
Yay.
Except the subscribe button.
Oh,
Always.
always touch that.
Thank you for listening to Tales of Swordfall.
Please consider listening to these podcasts.
A long, long time ago, in a land far away named Phylor, there were 4 legendary adventurers.
We are the Adventurous Four, renowned across the land.
Using their cunning and strength, the party defeats many monsters and saves many lives.
Nick takes a fairy blade and stabs it into his other eyeball.
Oh my
God!
Can Hugo jump on my back? Do I cast Expeditious Retreat?
Yeah.
Can Bob roll a d20 for me?
I don't like that. I don't like how you asked that.
D20 business.
What if I rolled a 1? What if I told you I just rolled a 1?
Come and join us weekly at How the Quest Was Won. Found anywhere where podcasts are located. Purchase not necessary. No real magic was used in the making of this podcast.
Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.